Obante is a small rural village somewhere in Nigeria. They say if you ever find yourself in the village of Obante, do not, under any circumstance, let the villagers meet your gaze. Walk with your head slightly bowed, speak softly, and if a child looks up at you, turn away before their eyes find yours. This is not a request, it is a warning. For in Obante, looking into a stranger's eyes can unravel something ancient, something that should have been forgotten. Long ago, before the village of Obante became cursed, it was a place of joy. The land was fertile, the rivers generous, and the people kind. Travelers often passed through, welcomed with food and stories. That was until he came. No one knew his name, only that he arrived in the dead of night, walking with slow, measured steps. He was wrapped in a dark cloth that hid most of his face, but when he lifted his head, the villagers recoiled. His eyes were hollow, not blind, not empty, but something far worse, bottomless. Those who looked into them saw things they should not have seen. Visions of their past, twisted and cruel. Fears they had long buried. Secrets they had never spoken aloud. And when they looked away, they were never the same. Some fell to the ground, shaking. Others screamed and ran. A few never spoke again. Obante was never the same after that night. So the elders gathered, whispering about the stranger. Who was he? What did he want? Why did his eyes bring such horror? But before they could decide what to do, the youngest among them, an arrogant man named Ifelayo, declared that he would confront the stranger himself. He had never feared anything before, and he would not start now. That night, while the village slept, Ifelayo entered the stranger's hut. What are you? He demanded. The stranger did not speak. He simply looked up. Ifelayo gasped. His entire body was rigid. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. And then slowly, tears fell from his eyes, not of sorrow, but of understanding. He stumbled back into the village at dawn, his hands trembling. He tried to speak, but all that came out were whispers, warnings too broken to understand. He grew weaker each day until one evening, he simply vanished. Some say he ran into the forest, unable to bear what he had seen. Others believe he faded into the very thin air. But the most terrifying rumor, that Ifelayo never left. That he still walks among the villagers, unseen, only appearing when someone dares to look at a stranger in the eye. The village elders declared that no one would meet a stranger's gaze again. They spread the warnings, passed it down through generations. Soon, the villagers learned to live this way. They spoke without looking. They listened without watching. Outsiders called them strange, but those who ignored the rules always left different, if they left at all. Then, many years later, a girl named Temi was born, and she had questions. Temi had always been curious. Why do we look away? She asked. What happens if we don't? The elders scolded her. It is not for you to know. But Temi wanted to see. One day, a weary traveler arrived at Obante. He was an old man, kind looking, with no signs of danger about him. When he tried to buy food, the villagers turned their eyes, spoke only in nods and whispers. He was confused, but he obeyed their ways. Temi, hiding behind a stall, watched him closely, and then, unable to resist, she lifted her head. Her eyes met his. The air in the village changed. wind that had not belonged to that place howled through the trees. The sky darkened, though no clouds had gathered. The traveler's face twisted in surprise. Then in horror, he stumbled back as if struck, clutching his chest. Temi fell to the ground, her small body trembling, and then she saw the village as it had once been. She saw Ifelayo wandering the roads at night, searching for something he had lost. She saw the stranger with the hollow eyes walking the world, leaving pieces of his curse wherever he went. And she saw herself, many versions of herself, living different lives, making different choices, some happy, some tragic, but all leading back to this very moment. The old man gasped. He looked at his hands, his arm, his legs, and then he was gone, erased, as if he had never existed. Temi never spoke again. She remained in Obante, but she was different. Some say she became an elder before her time, knowing things no one should know. Others say she disappeared one night, just like Ifelayo. To this day, the villages of Obante do not look strangers in their eye, not because they are afraid, but because they understand. And if you ever find yourself there, walking through its silent streets, take care. If someone, anyone, meets your gaze, do not look away too late, because you might see something you were never meant to see. And once you do, the world will never look the same again, or you may simply have never even existed.